Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to make this cute little sunflower with the googly eyes. Of course you can make it without googly eyes as well. So if you're going to make it just like this, you're going to need some yellow yarn, some brown yarn, and of course googly eyes, the ones with the puppet, and a size 4.00 millimeter crochet hook, that's what I'm using, and a pair of scissors and a yarn needle so you could go ahead and weave in those ends. So I'm actually, if you're wondering what kind of yarn I'm using the Yarn Bee Yarn ID Cafe au lait from Hobby Lobby. It's a nice little brown. And then I'm just using I Love This yarn in yellow from Hobby Lobby as well. And then we're going to start with our brown. And I'm going to put my little puppet eyes off to the side real quick because I don't need those right now. And it looks like I started a little project on that yellow, so I'm going to cut that off. And we're going to take our brown and we're going to chain 6, but we're going to start with a slip knot. So however you like to do your slip knot, this is how one of the ways I like to do mine. This is my working yarn and this is my tail. I'm just going to hold them together like this, and there's a loop at the top. I'm going to put my fingers in the top of that loop and twist that yarn with my fingers, and then grab that working yarn and pull it through the top, and that creates a slip knot. Then I'm going to go ahead and put my crochet hook in there and pull this here working yarn to make that slip knot the same size as the crochet hook. And now what you want to do is chain 6 and then join with a slip stitch to that first chain to create a ring. However, I like to do an I-cord chain of 6. This way I don't have to weave in my little tail. So if you want to do an I-cord with me, you can. If not, just go ahead and chain 6. So to do an I-cord, you just take your tail, wrap it around your crochet hook like this, and then just kind of pinch the base there, yarn over, bring that yarn through those 2 loops, and that's 1. Again, take that tail, bring it over your crochet hook, yarn over, and go through both of those loops. That's 2. Again, take that tail, bring it over that crochet hook. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and go through both of those loops. That's 3. Again, take that tail. This is an I-cord that we're doing. And now you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and go through both of them. That's 4. Take that tail again, bring it over that hook. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and bring it through both of those loops. That's 5. One more time, I'm going to take that tail and go over my hook, yarning over and going through both of those loops, and that's a total of 6. So I'm just going to take that hook out a little bit, make my loop a little bit bigger, and then if you're looking at here, you can see your little stitches. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm just going to insert my hook into that first stitch that we did, and then I'm going to go ahead and reinsert my hook into that loop that we took off of the hook, and then I'm going to join those 2 together with a slip stitch like that to create a ring. So now you can go ahead and cut your tail off here if you'd like, which I'm just going to go ahead and do real quick so it's not in our way. And then later on, you guys, if you did a chain of 6, you can just go ahead and weave it in later, your tail. So now what we're going to do is chain 2. So 1 and 2. That chain 2 is not going to count as a stitch. It's just there for height for us. And now in the center of this ring, we want to work 3 double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook into the center, yarn over, bring that through and up. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, yarn over, go through the last 2 loops. That's your first double crochet. And now we're going to do 2 more. So this is our second, and this is our third. So that's a total of 3 double crochets. And now what we want to do now is grab our little googly eyes, and we're going to place the googly eyes on top of our work with the eyes facing us, and with the eyes on top of those double crochets that we just did in the back. And now what we want to do is work our next stitches over the ring and through it, and also through the ring of the crocheted piece that we did. So we're going to work 3 double crochets over the ring of the googly eye and through the ring of the crocheted piece. So this is going to be 1. See how I'm working through both pieces. So that's 1. We're going to do another one, inserting my hook underneath that loop and through the crocheted ring and working that double crochet. We want to do 3. That was 2, and then 1 more. And I'm going through both pieces again, and this is 3. So you should have a total of 6 double crochets, and that's what we want right now. So now what we're going to do is bend our eyes forward so it's easier to see where we have to join. We want to join with a slip stitch to that first double crochet that we did. So we're going to skip over this here chain 2, and we're just going to join with a slip stitch to that first double crochet. So insert your hook and join with a slip stitch. It looks funny, but it's okay, I promise. Okay, and now what we want to do is we're going to work a chain 1, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to work our cute little puff stitches, and this is going to help keep our little eyes full and help keep them in place and help make our little sunflower middle a little bit bigger. So we're going to insert our hook into the center of the ring, so you can push your little sunflower eyes forward, yarn over, bring that yarn up. You have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over again and then insert your hook in the center, yarn over and bring that up. You should have a total of 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and go through all 4 loops, and that's 1 puff stitch. It's just a different type of a puff stitch, and we want to do a total of 12 of these, but right now we're just going to go ahead and do 4 in the back behind the eyes before we go to the front. So that was 1. So again, insert your hook in the center, yarn over, bring that through and up. Make sure to bring it all the way up, yarn over, insert your hook into the center again, yarn over, bring that through and up. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through all 4 loops. That's 2. You can slide it over if you need to, and again insert your hook in the center, yarn over, bring that through and up, yarn over, go back in the center, yarn over, bring that through and up. You should have 4 loops, yarn over, go through all 4 loops. That's 3. Again in the center, yarn over, bring that through and up, yarn over, go back into the center, yarn over, bring that through and up. You should have 4 loops, yarn over and go through all 4. So you should have a total of 4 stitches behind the eye now, which is what we want. So now we're going to go ahead and push those eyes back, and now we're going to work 8 more stitches, but we want to work around the ring and in the center of our crocheted piece. So we're going to be working 8 more. So when we do that, we'll be working around the ring and in the center, but when we get to these stitches here, we're also going to be working around those, and you'll see that. And it may be a little awkward, but it's going to give us a nice little look. So we're going to go ahead and do our 8 more. So we're going to insert our hook in the center and also in the center of the crocheted piece, yarn over, bring that yarn up, yarn over, go back in the center, yarn over, bring that through and up. We have 4 loops, yarn over, go through all 4 loops. You can slide it down if you need to. And again, insert your hook, yarn over, bring that through and up. yarn over, go back in, yarn over, bring that through and up. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through all 4 loops. So that's 2. And again, insert your hook in the center, and this is where you're starting to work over those double crochets from before. Yarn over, bring that through and up, yarn over, go back in the center there, and you're working around those previous double crochets as well. Yarn over, bring that through and up. You have 4 loops, yarn over and go through all 4 loops. And again, insert your hook in the center, you're working over those double crochets as well. Yarn over, bring that through and up, yarn over, go back into the center, yarn over, bring that through and up. You have 4 loops, yarn over and go through all 4 loops. If you need to slide it over, you can. So we have 4 more of these to make. Oops. So again, insert your hook into the center, yarn over, bring that through and up. You're still working over those double crochets from before. Yarn over, insert your hook into the center, yarn over, bring that through and up. You have 4 loops, yarn over, go through all 4 loops. Again, insert your hook in the center, yarn over, bring that through and up. Again, yarn over, go in the center, yarn over, bring that up and through the center. You have 4 loops, yarn over, go through all 4 loops. We have 2 more to do. Insert your hook in the center, yarn over, bring that through and up, yarn over, go back into the center, yarn over, bring that through and up. You have 4 loops, yarn over, go through all 4 loops. One more time, insert your hook in the center, yarn over, bring that through and up, yarn over, insert your hook in the center, yarn over, bring it through and up. You have 4 loops, yarn over and go through all 4 loops. And you should have a total of 12 stitches. If you need to adjust your work, you can, like this. And then you want to join with a slip stitch to your first stitch that you did. So you can either do it from here and see your stitch, or you can just do it by counting backwards. But you want to make sure you have 12. It's important that you have 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So go ahead and join to that first stitch with a slip stitch. And then fasten off your brown. And then we're going to attach our yellow. But now is a good time, if you did the chain 6 and you joined, now is a good time to weave in that end. So we are ready to attach our yellow. I didn't weave this in because I'm going to work over my tail here and weave it in backwards when we're done. So I'm just going to put this down for just a second. And we want to start with a slip knot with our yellow. I like to do that, joining my second color with a slip knot. And there's all different ways you can do it. I just think it's easier and more secure to do it this way by fastening off my first color and then joining with a new one. So again, we're going to start with a slip knot with our new color. So however you like to do your slip knot. And my little dog's coming to say hi. That's Coco. Hi, Coco. Okay. She feels like she's getting no attention. Okay, so now we're just going to take our little face here, and then where we fastened off, we want to join with a slip stitch with our new color. So insert your hook there, and join with a slip stitch. So you just insert your hook, you grab your new color, bring it through that stitch and through the loop that's on your crochet hook. Like, whoops. Let's try that again. Just like that. And then we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that chain 4 is going to count as a treble crochet for us. And now we want to work 4 more treble crochets into that same stitch. So what we are doing is creating a popcorn stitch with treble crochets. So we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook 2 times and insert our hook into that same joining stitch. We're going to yarn over, bring that yarn through and up, and now you should have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, go through the first 2, you're going to yarn over again, go through the second 2, you're going to yarn over again and go through the last 2, and that's your treble crochet. So we just have 1, 2, and we got to do 3 more because we want a total of 5. So again, wrap your yarn 2 times around your hook, insert your hook into that same joining stitch, yarn over, bring that yarn through and up. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. So that's 3, 1, 2, wrapping my yarn around my hook twice, inserting my hook into that same stitch, yarning over, bringing it through and up, yarning over, going through 2 loops, yarning over, going through 2 loops, yarning over, going through the last 2 loops. That's 4, 1 more treble. So yarning over twice, inserting my hook into that same stitch, yarning over, bringing it through and up, yarning over, going through 2, yarning over, going through 2, and again yarning over, going through 2. And pulling up my loop a little bit so I don't lose that last stitch, you should have a total of 5 treble crochets. That first chain 4 counts as 1. So now you want to go and insert your crochet hook from the front to the back to that 4th chain that we chained up. So insert your hook from the front to the back and then reinsert your crochet hook into that loop that we just took off, and then just tighten that loop a little bit so it's not so big, and then pull that loop through that stitch just like that, and then chain 1, and that is a popcorn stitch, and that's our little sunflower petal, and that's our first petal. And we're going to do this 11 more times. So in the next stitch we're going to work 5 treble crochets like we just did. We don't have to worry about the chain 4 though, that was just in the beginning of the round. So we're going to yarn over twice, insert our hook into that next stitch, yarn over, bring that through and up. You have 4 loops, yarn over, go through 2, and again yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And we're going to do that 4 more times. So 1, 2, wrapping our yarn twice, inserting our hook, yarning over, bringing it up. We have 4 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2 again, yarn over, go through the last 2. And again, we're going to wrap our yarn twice, insert our hook into the same stitch, yarn over, bring that yarn through and up. We have 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the last 2, or I'm sorry, the second 2, yarn over, go through the last 2. And that's 3 trebles. So again, yarn over twice, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, bring that through and up. 4 loops are on your hook, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the second 2, yarn over, go through the last 2. And now that's 4 trebles. We have 1 more to do in that stitch. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, bring that through and up. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, yarn over, go through the second 2 loops, yarn over, go through the last 2 loops. So you should have a total of 5 treble crochets. And now you want to pull up that loop so you don't lose that last stitch. And then you're going to go over here to your first treble crochet, insert your hook from the front to the back of that first treble crochet, grab your loop that you took off your hook, make it a little smaller, and then you're going to join it to that first stitch, just like that, and then chain 1. And then you're going to repeat this into each of these stitches all the way around to the last one. So you should have a total of 12. So go ahead and repeat this all the way around, and I will see you guys back after you complete your 12th one. I am finishing up my 12th little petal. So this is number 4 for my treble, and then this will be number 5. For my treble. And then I'm going to go ahead and join those to make that little popcorn stitch. Chain 1. And now I'm just going to put my working yarn behind my project, pull up that loop a little bit so I don't lose the stitch I just did. And then this is where I want to join, but I'm going to turn my work behind. And then I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. So right here is that chain 1 that we did. And then right here is where we joined. I'm just going to insert my hook just right, just right in here underneath the 2 loops. And then I'm going to take that loop I took off my hook, put it back on. So I'm joining from the back. And that just gives it a nicer look. And then I'm pulling it through that all the way. And then of course I'm going to pull that working yarn so that loop isn't so big there. And then I'm going to fasten this off. And then pull that through. And then weave this in, and then there's my cute little sunflower. So that's with the googly eyes. So you can also do it without the googly eyes, and you can also add a keychain if you wanted to, like a little key ring or keychain. You just would attach it, you know, somewhere back here. You could put it on one of these little loops. You know, take the little ring and just attach it there, and it would hang. And you could also make it smaller. This is the same thing, except these little popcorn stitches are made with double crochets instead of treble crochets. And the reason I did treble crochets with this one is because we used the googly eyes, and we didn't want to lose those little petals in the background there. So we made them a little bit bigger. So hope you enjoyed. Thanks. If you are wondering about this sunflower, this one is made from my pattern in my Etsy shop at happyrockcrafts. It's the Annabelle Sunflower Scrubby. It is just, the scrubby pattern, of course, is made with Yarn Bee Scrubology Scrub It yarn. I just did it with the brown and yellow and medium-sized acrylic yarn. So that's the only difference, and I added googly eyes just like I did with the previous sunflower that we did. So that's the only difference with that. But they are so stinking cute. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.